Good morning.
Good morning.
We got about 2 inches of rain yesterday. I was able to get this big puddle all drained from the rain with the Kubota, dug it down. We're gonna need to fix the excavator. I don't know if you guys saw the video the other day, but the track tore apart, just like split right in half, and then the track unfolded. I don't know what happened, the video didn't catch it, but I was just driving along back here, and it just, like, what did my track fall off? And I'm like, nope, that's even worse than a falling off track. That's a broken track. So I still need to order one, get that coming, but I need the excavator to fix up all of this. I need to regrade some of this area and then put more stone down, but we can't do that until we get the excavator fixed. So luckily we don't have any rain coming, and this little drainage ditch will keep the water away from where we're working, which is good. The slab is looking nice. We had a little hiccup with that the other day too. I ran out about a half yard of concrete, so they had to come back with some more concrete, and the second batch was made wrong. So then we had to wait for a third batch. So it's kind of like a little bit of a seam here. It's not terrible, but there's a seam. It's a barn floor, so I'm not gonna worry about it. But this is all nice. The water is shedding away. So now today we gotta get layout going. We gotta figure out the height of our outer post and then our roof rafter pitches. So we wanna make sure we have the right pitch, and that's gonna depend also on the height of our posts.
So all the hard things.
All the hard things and all the thinking today. And we gotta, first we'll lay out all the post brackets, and then we can figure out the height after that. All right, I am so glad we didn't get this rain before we poured, because that would have made for a huge mess. If we were gonna get what we got, I'm glad we got it when we got it. Right, Brutus?
When we did originally think about pouring concrete, we did think about doing it towards the end of the week when we did it.
We actually planned on pouring it the day it rained.
Actually, yeah. And then we looked at the weather, and then we were like, okay, I think that it's not a good idea. So we kind of had a little bit of a rush to get everything done and give us a couple of less days, but we got it all done. We were able to get the concrete.
We were in a rush, and that's why I ordered, I was hoping it was the exact amount of concrete, but we were short because I didn't have any time to like frame up like some aprons or anything to order extra. So if we had extra, I could have used it. So, but hey, I'm glad we got the concrete poured without the rain messing with us. So now we're gonna set our post pockets. These are the style post pockets we've been using lately. Started using them on the workshop and the barn build. I've never used this style before, and I really like them. These are the Simpson 6x6 adjustable post pocket. They're a little bit more expensive, but to me, they're a lot more heavy duty. So we'll set this one and that one, and then we'll make sure that they're nice and square before we set all the rest of them. So it should be something like that. All right, should be something like that. Let's get some measurements and make sure we're good.
I'm gonna put it right above the slab.
.49, 5 inches and 3/16. All right. Right on the money now. So we will anchor these two in, and then we'll snap a chalk line, and that'll be where we set the inner edge. And then we just got to get our measurements off the other posts and then set the other post pockets.
Did you make sure you marked it before the cat or the dog knocks them?
Yes.
You wouldn't do that, would you, first? Brutus.
All right, luckily we found the sledgehammer.
It was in a very awkward place.
Yep. I don't know why you put it there when you were cleaning up the shop.
I think what happened is you probably rolled your chair when you were not doing anything in front of it.
Yeah. You know me. Need that piece.
wow. Did you eat a rock?
Put on your end.
Okay.
Step. All right, I guess we might as well have these line up with the barn ones. So we want to go 87 and a quarter. All right, that one is 90 and a quarter. Should have named you Milwaukee. I went to check the other day to see if I had any more anchor bolts. I needed 7, and I had exactly 7 left over from the barn build.
Nice. Don't have to buy more and clean it up.
Yep. Next time we need some, we'll have to get them.
If you had long hair, it would have been blowing in the wind. No, don't blow.
All right, now comes the fun part. We got to figure out the roof pitch and the angles and the lengths and all that fun stuff.
I thought this was the fun part.
This was the easy part. my tootsies.
Uh-oh.
All right, just gonna put up some temporary boards so we can figure out our roof pitch.
I was gonna say that doesn't fit really in that.
No. Instead of marking and taking down a 6x6, we're just gonna use this for now.
Yeah, you're gonna have all that come down and you gotta go steeper.
Pot right now is probably a waste of my time. I am putting up just a 2x4. I'm gonna span it from here to there just to get a visual. It's a 312 pitch, so it's gonna be the same pitch as up above. I just wanna make sure I like the looks of it being down below, going that way, before I commit to cutting everything to fit that. So it's gonna be spending some time doing it, but I'd like to be able to see what it looks like before we just go ahead and do it. I know what it looks like on paper, but in real life is different. Kind of like that.
Let me stand back and see.
So that's the same pitch as above.
So it would be like if you had it really long.
Right, we just stepped it down instead of going, because I don't want to have it the same all the way. I'd rather have a step down. I think that looks better. That looks nice. So let's see. All right, so now I can take this down. I got to figure out the height of my post now and how much notching I'm gonna have. We're gonna have 11 inches of roof rafter. So this is the top of the roof rafter. So I'm gonna come down 11 inches, but 1.5 inches of that's going to be our strapping. So that'll be the top of where the strapping's at. And then 9.25 inches, 10 inches, and we're gonna have to notch out. So we gotta get that all figured out, and then we can start cutting our 6x6 posts. All right, so let me and then once we got our real post up, I'll have to put this back up. We'll see this is our template, and we'll figure out our overall length for the rafters, and then we'll cut a real rafter to length. I'm just using a 2x4 right now because we're spanning over 12 feet, and I don't feel like using a 2x10. All right, so this is the bottom. That's the top. So we're gonna be coming in 1.5 inches. That's gonna be our strapping to here. And then we're gonna have all right, so we gotta come down 1.5 inches for our strapping. And then from there, we're going to have 9.25 inches. That'll be the bottom of our roof rafter. And then we're gonna have 1.5 inches top plate. So this right here will be the height of our 6x6. Which is going to be 73.25. And then for 73.25, we got to come in and notch it at down 7.25 inches, because that'll be our top header support.
I have a fish chowder recipe that I've been wanting to try, and today is a nice chilly day to give that a shot. So I am just going to do what the recipe says, and if it's good, next time I'm going to double, if not triple it, so that I'll have plenty of leftovers. I feel like this will be enough for maybe 1 or 2 people to have for a lunch the next day, but not a big, huge pot. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that started, and hopefully it's so good and I can put it away in my recipe bank so that I can pull it out for future use. Just gonna melt some homemade butter. Going to add some onion. I think with any soup, cheddar, any of that, you always need some onion, you always need some garlic. That is definitely a staple. Depending if you're having a soup, stew, or a cheddar, you want potatoes. And definitely, I like carrots in almost everything. We like to make sure our soups, stews, cheddars, any of that is very hearty, full of lots of stuff to get us full so that we can get our work done around the homestead. Going to add my carrots, get them in there. Add in my flour. The recipe calls for fish broth, or you can use chicken broth, and of course I always have that on hand. So I just melted it out of my super cube, and I'm just gonna get that in here. We will link this recipe in the description below, so if you are interested in a fish chowder. Add in my potatoes. This recipe does call for corn, and I believe I'm going to just leave that out. Oh, making a mess. Slowly add your potatoes. I did decide to go ahead and add some corn. So we have onions and garlic, carrots, potatoes, and corn in here. And then chicken broth, and we have milk. And of course, we have butter to saute the vegetables in at the beginning. Oh, and flour. Now, once the potatoes are softened, I can go ahead and add the fish to this. Let that cook for a few minutes until the fish is cooked. All right, I'm going to add the fish. Well, the chowder is all done. I did give it a little taste test. It tastes good. I think it tastes good. I'm gonna add a little bit more salt to it, and then I'm going to dish it up.
All right, so yesterday afternoon, I had to do a bunch of running around and ordering stuff. I ordered a track for the Bobcat. I tried ordering some aftermarket ones. All of the aftermarket ones I could find were 11 inches wide. The Bobcat track factory one is 14 inches. I found one aftermarket one that was 14 inches, but it was almost the same price as the OEM Bobcat, and then you had to pay shipping. I don't know how much the shipping was going to be. Called the dealer. The dealer could get me one, but they didn't have one in stock. They said 2 weeks, free shipping. So then I went online to bobcat.com. I could get it for, the dealer was like 60 bucks cheaper than bobcat.com. They were 60 bucks more, but they were free shipping also, and I can have it in 7 to 10 days. So I bought it from bobcat.com. Didn't go through the dealer, because that means I don't have to go and pick it up at the dealer, because if I went to pick it up at the dealer, that's gonna be like at least a half-day trip back and forth. I'll be getting it delivered, and I'm gonna have it hopefully a week sooner than if the dealer could get it for me. So that was one thing I dealt with. I got that, so that was good. Then I just figured this out. I'm kind of disappointed. I ran to Lowe's yesterday. I wanted to get some new Sawzall blades, picked up Sawzall blades and picked up a bunch of hardware, and I just went to get everything out of my truck. The Sawzall blades out in my truck. I paid for them, and then they must have fell out of the shopping cart, maybe in the parking lot somewhere, and they didn't end up in the truck. So I got all the hardware I need. I just don't have Sawzall blades. And we need to cut a bunch of 6x6s today, so hopefully the Sawzall blades I have will last long enough to cut those 7 6x6s. It's always something. But hey, we got the track ordered. We should have that hopefully next week sometime. So we got a bunch of hardware for the build. So now we just got to stop building, and hopefully we got the Sawzall blades. All right, let's see what we have for Sawzall blades over here. We have one wood one. We have a wood with debris, which we can use, but they're not as fast as like just a plain wood one. We got another wood one used. That is a wood and debris. And then I got these ones, which are not that great. So I do have some. We should be able to make the cuts we need to make. But I'll have to put back on my list Sawzall blades so I can get some more to stock them. So we have the good ones here. The worst part is I'm not only out Sawzall blades, I'm also out 20 bucks. So now I gotta go buy Sawzall blades, spend another 20 bucks. That pack of Sawzall blades is gonna cost me 40. What are you thinking? You're gonna be the workshop cat, not the barn cat there, Forrest? All right, who knocked over all the hay bales? Was it you, Fern? Or you, Brutus, trying to get to the cats? Oh, jeez. All right, instead of carrying them over one by one, I might as well just use the tractor. And then we can kind of go through, pick out what ends we want to cut off. Make sure them are all nice and straight. One of them is not, but I am hoping we can cut out the part that is not straight. And if not, I have a 10-foot piece over there that we can cut one out of. That was left over from the firewood shed that I haven't returned yet, and we might need it. So close. Now we can get the Sawzall and just give it a little zit. That worked. All right, we gotta notch these down 7 1/4 inches. We're gonna be using 2 by 8, and then we're gonna have on top of that 1.5 inch top plate 2 by 6. So we're gonna do that, and then we need to come in 1.5 inches. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it. Who needs CrossFit when you're building a post and beam building? This will get you a good workout every time. All right, now we'll go to 1.5 inches. Nice. Well, I'm glad I have that leftover 6 by 6 here because that one right there is kind of like smiling at us. It's going, whoop. I don't want that for a main post in the new lean-to. That would not be fun. Yeah, let's use this one. You can always return these two. Brutus, busted, sleeping on the job, dude. What are you doing? All right, last two notch now. Sweet, all done. Forrest, you seem to be liking the workshop. Oh, you don't like all the noise? That comes with the workshop. What are you doing, Forrest? Like the TYM? All right, all the posts are made, they're all laid out. But this is where we have to end this video. We gotta get ready to go to a celebration of life. So yeah, we're gonna stop here for today. We're gonna go celebrate that person. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a good day. The sun is out here. I hope the sun is out wherever you are. I know the Carolinas and other areas got hit really hard with Hurricane Helen, I believe was her name. So our prayers are with you. Hopefully you're able to get back on your feet shortly. This is where we're going to end this video. Thanks for coming along on our homesteading journey. You guys are a huge blessing to us in our homestead. Brutus wants to say, see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.